In this video, I'm heading from London Heathrow over to Houston, Texas, my first ever experience of British Airways first class. Good morning from the Ibis Hotel at Beaconsfield? Beaconsfield. It's very early in the morning. Today we're going to go from London Heathrow to Houston, Texas. We're going on British Airways. We're going in first class, which is really exciting. I had a bit of a last minute trip. I had lots of Avios, not the Avios to use, but I had to use a companion voucher. And if you use a companion voucher, but it's just solo travel, you get half points, which means I kind of went all out and managed to get these first class seats within like 2 or 3 days of flying. So that's what we're doing. I'm in a bit of a rush. Let's just go. Just got in the car. I stay at Beaconsfield services at the Ibis because it's actually just 20 minutes away from Heathrow, and you can park your car overnight for free, as in it's included. If you stay at one of the airport hotels near Heathrow the night before, there's always like a whopping like £20, £15, £20 charge for your car. So that's why I stay here, because it's pretty good. The hotel, the Ibis, is pretty basic, but it's fine. I'm now just going to very quickly ring the car parking company because I'm doing a meet and greet with the car parks. It's called Park Air 24/7. It looks like the website looks a bit dodgy and everything like that, but I flew with them when I came. Was it Japan and China? And they're by far the best meet and greet service ever. They actually send you a video, all via WhatsApp, and you can just message them via WhatsApp. Like, they've messaged me this morning saying, just let me know when you're half an hour away. This is technically 20 minutes away, so I'm gonna ring them now. Last time when I came home, they give you, like, when they drop off the car, there's like 3 water bottles in there, 2 water bottles, like some lollipops and stuff, and just the communication is just insane compared to likes of the other ones I've done with Purple Park and stuff like that. These are just, they just smashed it. And the reviews were that good. I was like really suspicious, but faultless. I now pay a bit extra to go with them because they're that good. Now, as I'm on my way to the airport, this gives me a chance to ask you to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, it means a hell of a lot to me, and it really helps the channel too. And it means that in the future we can bring you more videos like this one. Right, we're on the move. That was so easy. Oh, I didn't need the lift for that, did I? Could have walked that. So yeah, basically, there's lots of people and lots of desks there, but for some reason, Park Air 24/7, they literally have just, the person just seems to always be there and waiting for you. I was also 15 minutes earlier than what I said I'd be, and there's still someone there waiting. Just really good. I've only got one little bag, one little hand luggage bag. I could probably take it on the plane as well as this one, but I don't want to carry it, so I'm just going to check it in. The only problem coming for that car drop-off is that the first class check-in is actually on like literally the other side of the terminal. So there's 4 different classes with British Airways. They have economy, premium economy, business, which is on a lot of flights their top tier. Like, that's the top tier available. Then they also have first. And first with British Airways seems to be like a really limited cabin. So like on this plane, there's only 8 seats. I'm very excited to try it. We'll see what it's like. I'm pretty sure on the left-hand side here is where the first class check-in out. I could just go to anywhere. I'm only dropping off the bag. It's more just seeing it and seeing if anything's different. Also, the airport lounges, I'm pretty sure there's like either a first class lounge, or is it called the Concorde lounge? I don't know. I can't remember now off the top of my head. That all the first class stuff is on literally the polar opposite. So I've just walked down here, which that's on me because I just didn't. They probably sent me an email saying please head to a certain area, and I've not read it. That's on me. But she could have said no, you can go all the way down this way. So the person actually checking me in said you can go all the way down there, and there's like you can go straight into the lounge and all that sort of stuff. You don't have to. Actually, it's quite exclusive down there. So that's where I'm heading now. When I checked in, she did ask if I was familiar with like the terminal, because and the answer is no, because I've only flown through her like once or twice. Look at this guy. is this way? She said right at the other end. So that's where we'll go. I think it is actually. I think I saw something about J. It's a bit fancier. There we go. How did I miss that? I'm an absolute clown. There you go. If you, I knew it was in the corner. I just had the wrong corner. So it's the far right of the terminal. That's funny. Can you tell it's the first time I've gone first with BA? You always feel like you got imposter syndrome, don't you? I literally couldn't have been closer with the car drop-off was. Obviously, it's gone through security. That was amazing. Don't have to take your laptop out your bag. That's apparently a new thing, she said. It's just in the first. I said, is that on all of them now in Heathrow? Because they are changed them, aren't they? So you don't have to take liquids out or anything. And she said it will be eventually, just not. It's not at the minute. It's so quiet. This is look like. Oh, it's just nice when it's quiet, isn't it? That's what you're paying for. That's what the real value is. It's really quiet in here, so I will walk around and show around and stuff, but it's always very quiet. Oh, that's interesting. There's no reception. You're just in. What a lovely way to do it. That's a really nice way of doing it. You're just in straight away. Right, shall we have a quick look around? Again, I don't like disturbing other people when I'm in lounges and stuff, so I will be quite quiet. Access to this ticket. I'm not sure if you do.
Have a look. Yes, travelling the first cabin gives you access from here with one guest.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Morning. So, as a new person to this, if you travel all the time and you're used to it, then yeah, fine. You can get access. So the reason why I was a bit confused about the Concorde room is because every time you see it, it says Concorde room, you need to be a first class passenger, and then it doesn't. It's not obvious whether you also have to be like a gold member for BA. You don't. You still get access to a first class ticket. Again, if you are a seasoned traveller, you will be fully aware that that's the way, but there's nothing to kind of really point that out to someone who's new to it. Also in the Concorde room, there's lots of stuff saying please wait to be seated in lots of places, but then there's like 5 people standing there and they all just kind of stared at me when I walked in. I was like, oh, it says please wait to be seated. Oh no, you can sit anywhere. Okay, so why is the sign there? It's a bit louder out here, because we're kind of in the terminal building, if that makes sense. But it's a lot quieter people-wise, and if I'm talking to the camera, I kind of come away. So it is quite nice, nicer inside to sit. There's actually a really exclusive dining area with like lots of booths. Say exclusive, what I mean by that is like relatively private, which looks quite nice if you come in with a friend and stuff. But the interaction with the staff was odd then. I sat down, they came over to take the drinks order, but no eye contact was made. Don't get me wrong, I'm pretty bad with that anyway. And then I just asked for a Coke Zero and orange juice, essentially. And then I was trying to ask him questions about, do I eat here or can I? And he said, you can eat anywhere. But he was walking away at this point when he was asking for this information. I was like, well, if I eat anywhere, is it a buffet? Do I need to go and get stuff? Because there was QR codes in the first lounge, but there's no QR codes here. I think he's gonna go get a menu now. But it was a really odd interaction. Like I say, he was walking away as he was answering me, and I'm not gonna say playing on his phone. He was putting my order through, I think, on the phone. But it was very odd. I've got a few odd interactions in there already. That said, it is very nice. Like, all in all, it's very nice. you had to kind of come out of the first lounge to go to the Concorde lounge. But I don't really understand the difference. Someone might be able to tell me this in the comments, because I've got a first class ticket, but that's the first class lounge, because Heathrow Terminal 5 have other lounges for business class. So we did it last time when we went to New Orleans. But so I don't understand the difference between this and the Concorde room on the normal first class. I don't understand the difference of that. So my drinks came. Don't get me wrong, it's still very polite, like very, very polite. You know, thank you, and you know, sir, all that's like. I'm not saying it's just a very awkward thing as he was walking away. Anyway, here we've got the breakfast menu. You get some breakfast cocktails, as expected. That's the problem with it. I always find if you go to a lounge for breakfast, it's not like a real test of the lounge. That makes sense, of what's available, because they're always going to do porridge, toast, full English type thing. But there you go. That's what you get for the. And again, you can just go up to the other buffet in first type thing if you wanted to just keep on going to town. But I do take it back. He's come back and he is really nice, the guy. I feel it was just an awkward interaction. People say about travelling in first, and like, because they do question, like, well, why do you spend that much money? Because yes, okay, I've used points to get the flights. But there's still a lot of taxes. In the UK, I think it's one of the worst places for taxes that we still have to pay. The real value comes from space. So when it comes to your seat, it's actually the space that you've got around you, and to a certain degree privacy, particularly for a long flight. And calm is another thing as well, and just like, and quietness. Like, even when we're in the terminal now, you can hear the rumblings of everything else. That's where the real value is on these. It's why I enjoy that, because the food. I have pretty simple taste with the food, so I'm not gonna get the real value out of that. But to me, it just like, because I travelled when we came back from Dubai, which I didn't vlog on that trip. We came back from Dubai and we were in economy both ways, and coming back in economy, I had the worst flight with the worst people next to me, the worst I've ever had on any flight. Sign me up to Ryanair over that Virgin flight. It was pretty grim, that flight, but it was quite a good thing to do, because it means when you do get to do things like this again, it is still exciting, and it's still something to look forward to. Imagine doing it all the time, where it's just like, yeah, this is just, you can afford it. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Breakfast has arrived. I didn't forget to not ask for black pudding. I'm not a massive fan of black pudding. All done. All of these little things. We get to go to C52, which you need to get the train for, apparently. Lounge-wise, it's just a nice place to be. One of the things I don't get is I just keep a menu with me, because I found myself having to go and look at the menu online on a forum. I shouldn't have to do that. Does that make sense? Just a bit of an inconvenience with having to do that. But overall, like, obviously I enjoyed it. It was nice to do. There was nothing ultra premium about it, really. Like in the Virgin Upper Class Lounge, you get, you know, table service. You can order by QR code, which is faster. By the time my breakfast was delivered, and then the ketchup came, and then the knives and forks came, like, that was easily maybe 7 to 10 minutes after the food came. It's picky, but just remember the price tag. The price tag's heavy for this sort of thing. Anyway, we're going to go down, take the train to Seagate. So they're already boarding. This thing's a bit creepy. Have you seen this thing?
The first stop will be for all B gates, and the second stop.
Oh, here we go. Is it on this one? Oh, there gone. So this is what greets me as I get to my seat, and it looks absolutely amazing. We've got the pyjamas, slippers and amenity kit. There's also some headphones and a blanket. Shortly after sitting down, they come around with a pre-departure drink along with some warm nuts. Wow. Now let's take a look at the first class menu. Now obviously as I'm flicking through this, you can pause the video if you want to see what was on this flight. Obviously this changes all the time, but this can give you an idea of the sort of things to expect.
My welcome to that from the flight crew. My name is Rod Oates. I'm the in-flight manager on your flight to Houston today. As you boarded the aircraft. Well, the good news is we're just about to close the main passenger door. We'll be pushing back in a few seconds, and as the flight crew said, we will be demonstrating the safety procedures on board this 777-300 aircraft. It's always a good more about the service on today's flight. In the meantime, please do sit back, relax, and as I said, we'll be leaving very soon. We are launching our free onboard Wi-Fi messaging service for all Extinction Club members on today's flight.
Now I was actually quite surprised at this, but basically what they go on to say is that anyone who has a membership account with British Airways can get free Wi-Fi. Now free Wi-Fi is always available in first class as far as I'm aware, but this is the first time they were offering messaging services to any tier on the flight. I then got served my first drink, which is just a rum and coke, along with some canapes. This is how the table was set out. And for starters, I was having the beef. With the starter cleared away, the main course came shortly after, which was a grilled chicken breast with some roasted vegetables. And then for dessert I had a baked cherry custard tart, which also came with some custard. So let's have a look around the seat. These two little sliding doors do make the seat very, very private. This button opens up a little coat storage area. There's also some footwell storage on the left hand side on the seat. As you can see, I've got my trainers in there, and also the headphones are stored down there as well for now because I'm not using them. Also the slippers, which are being worn through the flight. There's also space down there for the bed sheets and the pyjamas. As it was mostly a day flight, I didn't use the pyjamas on this flight. So this little button opens up the tray table. There's a little bit of damage to the table on the right hand side, obviously where it just hits the mechanism every day. Big table which moves out the way to allow you to get out of your seat should you need to. Let's have a look at the amenity kit, where we have an eye mask, some shaving gel, some deodorant, some some facial cream, some moisturiser, a very cheap looking pen, but it did have the First logo on there, some earplugs, some lip balm, a toothbrush and some toothpaste, some eye cream, a first pack of tissues, a comb, and some socks. Now these are the headphones that you're given, and I found that my pair had already been opened. I didn't really mind this too much because I use my own headphones, but I was surprised to see that they had actually been opened and that hadn't been checked. The screen is a touch screen, but it's pretty non-responsive. You can see it every time I try to use it as a touch screen. It would take forever. Also, you have to lean far forward in order to actually use it as a touch screen. Luckily, in this little storage compartment, there is a pull-out remote control. It's just far easier if you use this when you're using the entertainment system. With regards to selection, there was a pretty healthy selection on there. I'd say similar to what you get on Virgin and similar systems. In this little area, you can see here they've got 2 USBs, you've got a main plug socket, which also, if you use this little extender, you can get more USBs out of that. Little side pocket with just safety information and a sick bag. Here's where we control all the lights and the seat, and most of the lights around the seat are dimmable by using the big dial going left and right. Same can be said for the little LED that is above you as a reading light. Also, to move the seats, you press these buttons and then move left and right, just like you have just seen. Little storage cupboard up here, which has your pillow and any sort of bedding. Now, when the bed was in the lie flat position on this flight, I only had it in the lie flat position when it was dark, so it's quite hard to see. I'm 5'7", and as you can see, I've got plenty of leg room down the bottom there. Also, the 2 middle seats have these little dividers, which a team member did come through right at the start and put up to add privacy for both mine and the other person travelling on the other side. But if you were a 2, you could actually have this open. About 2 hours to go, I was served a lovely pot of tea. It's quite nice to have an actual teapot on the plane. And that's because afternoon tea was being served. So I had some scones, and then you got some sandwiches and little cakes on this little kind of tiered display, which was quite nice. And after that, we weren't too far away from Houston, so we were coming into land. After I led my bags, I then headed to the high car. Right, very quickly, I'm in the car. That was probably the best flight I've ever had, as it should be, because it's the most expensive flight I've ever had. I didn't paid in points, so not paid by cash, but value-wise, it's the most points I've ever spent on a flight. The service was impeccable. Gillian and Lynette, I think it was. Gillian was the main one who looked after my side. There's only 8 of you in there. I pressed the call bell. They were there within like 3 seconds. The fastest I've ever had. And that was like in the middle of the night where everything had been signed, everything closed down for a few hours. The seat was super comfortable, way more comfortable than the Virgin upper class ones. But as it should be, because I do feel like it's a step up. There was smaller like business suites further back in the plane. On this plane, there was none of the whole facing each other awkwardness at all. That's gone. I think this is very much a new plane with a new product, and I was very lucky to get it. I didn't realise I'd be getting that when I booked it, which is quite nice. Everything about the seat, there's so much storage around the seat. If I didn't have my big bag and my super big laptop, because it's a big laptop, I would never have to go up at all. Everything could have been around your seat. Plenty of USBs. It had Wi-Fi, and they were actually doing something on that flight for like free Wi-Fi if you're just a flying club member. Anyone can be a flying club member, just like on blue level with no like status or anything. In first, obviously, you get free, and it's the best Wi-Fi for crossing the Atlantic, because the Wi-Fi in America when you're on the small plane, the small ones, is actually insanely good. It's really good every time I remember watching F1 live for the entire flight. My flight just coincided with a 2-hour race, and it was perfect timing. Across the finish line, we're coming in for landing. The Wi-Fi in America is fine, but over the Atlantic, it's so patchy. Virgin's was terrible when I paid for it. Was it Shanghai? I paid for it. It was genuinely just terrible. In fact, the cabin crew said, make sure you just keep a screenshot of your receipt and just ask for a refund, and you get a refund straight away for it. That was their words that they said. Not to me, to another passenger, but it was terrible. That Wi-Fi, I think once it struggled to get a connection. Other than that, I could do everything on my phone. I was streaming YouTube for almost the entire flight. It would buffer a couple of times, but on the whole, it made the flight go a lot quicker. What else was really good? Another thing that was really good, the flight manager came down and introduced himself. We didn't see him. Normally they always look after first class, don't they? Or the top tier on the plane. They didn't. He was further back, but he did introduce himself. When you left the plane, they addressed you by name, and I have a good day, Mr. Roller. It was very well done. He looked at the fact that we weren't, because I was sat in the middle, and because we weren't flying together with this other person on my right, he was the one who actually put the shade up, because I always think if you don't know each other, one of you has to press the button to put the shade up to divide the two cabins, and that's really awkward. He's basically going, I don't want to see you, which is a bit awkward, but he went through and did that in any cases that was relevant. That was really nice, because he was doing it as a favour to you to make it more private. That was really nice. The doors being closed it's about here, but when you're in there and the doors are closed, it does feel like a cocoon. It's nice. It was a very nice place to be. When I lay down flat on there, I'm not very tall, like 5'8", 5'7.5". So I'm not very tall, but even the amount of excess I had was a lot. So yeah, I think that's it for the review. I think there's nothing else. It was everything you saw in the video was very good. It's well thought out. That's another wrap up. I hope you found this helpful. The travel videos actually do quite well on the channel. If you can press the thumbs up button, and if you can subscribe. I understand it's probably not the most comprehensive, like, in detail thing of the lounge, because like I said, filming a lounge is always a little bit, and also I don't want to get other people in who are traveling. I do try and, I know it's not always possible, but I do try and not film other people. It's always a bit awkward. So yeah, if you can subscribe, it really, you have no idea how much that helps me out. It's absolutely great. And I'll see you in the next video.